You are listening to Win on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO The Vibe.
And now, World Improv Network proudly presents Community Court.
When common decency between two parties cannot solve a dispute, Community Court is there to solve the problem.
All rise for the most honorable Judge Jerome Justice.
Yeah, I want to say thank you, first of all, today, Bailiff Cliff, for helping me out in these proceedings on such short notice.
Oh, that's my job, Judge.
Well, secondly, I want to thank the Honorable Judge Kenneth Vicarro for allowing me to preside over his courtroom today. Unfortunately, him, as well as the court reporter Wilford Taylor, are sick currently with the Ebola virus. So hopefully they'll be back next week. But right now, I'm going to take the case, and we have a doozy today. Well, everybody knows a little bit about something about the Virgin Mary, right? Well, of course they do. It's either from thousands of years ago or even from recently when the movies kind of made her popular. But what's going on today in the courtroom is something a little bit more, well, shall I say, sinister, as it is purported by the plaintiff, Miss Mary herself. She is suing Senator Mark Udall from the great state of Colorado for being known by his political alias as Mark Uterus. Virgin Mary, why don't you tell me a little bit what your beef is with Senator Udall over here?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, first of all, that it's great to be here, and thank you for mentioning my film career. I do appreciate that. A lot of people don't respect me for that, but I do want to call attention to it, and I just want to say thank you for having me, first and foremost. Next, I am offended. I am offended to the nth degree that you would think of a female's part as a suitable naming for yourself. And I've spent many nights awake, lost many hours of sleep. My work has suffered, my life has suffered, my family has suffered. I can show you many undone tasks at my house, and I can also just attest that I am incredibly irritable as of right now.
Well, thank you, Virgin Mary, for providing me that task list that I see right in front of you. I noticed that you were not able to water the daisies outside.
I wasn't. I was therefore guilty of murdering the daisies.
Well, that might be for a different courtroom. Perhaps when the Honorable Judge Vicarro comes back, perhaps he could take that case. But for right now, we will not even touch that issue. But I also see on your list here that you were unable to not only make proper cinnamon rolls for your family, but that the bread did not even rise to the proper level.
It did not rise because I was unable to read the labels diligently while I was at the store shopping. Normally, I take a lot of time to read the labels and all of the ingredients to ensure that they're compatible for the entire recipe, and I was unable to do so because my eyes were fogged over with tired haze.
Well, Senator Udall, I must say, this list is getting quite long and impressive. What do you have to say about Mrs. Mary's allegations that this is not proper behavior?
First I would like to say how terrible I feel about Mrs. Mary's lot in life, and I understand how hard it is for women these days and really throughout the ages with so much to get done. It is so hard to be a woman, and I understand that. I had a mother, I have a wife, I see women every day, and I feel your pain, Mary. I know, I can see how hard it is.
What's the next movie on Lifetime?
It's
How He Forgot the Car.
That is correct. I do have the programming schedule here on Lifetime, and that is going to be the next movie coming on in 45 minutes.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. If I just might interject here, I would like to remind all women that tomorrow to get out there and vote with your uterus. Vote for uterus.
Oh, see, this here, I have a problem with this. The way he's referring to that word, uterus.
Was it the enunciation of the word uterus, Mary?
It was the fact that it was coming out of his mouth. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well,
You don't have ownership over the word uterus, Mark Udall.
Senator Udall, to maybe make this clarification a little bit more clear to me and the rest of the courtroom, do you actually own a uterus? I mean, how is it that you even got the alias of Senator Mark Uterus?
Absolutely not. I do not own a uterus. I feel it is every woman's right to have ownership of her own uterus, and the royal uterus, if you will, is something that is for all of us, especially a third wave feminist such as myself, who has spent time in the trenches with women. I have been outside of abortion clinics. I have been inside of abortion clinics. I interned at an OBGYN office for 2 years because I love the uterus.
That
and
is
I'm willing
disgusting.
to fight for the uterus.
That is disgusting.
Well, Miss Mary, what is it that you actually would like Mr. Udall to cease and desist from doing? Is it the actual title itself, or is it that he should basically give 15,000 Hail Marys and repent for that kind of behavior and to take on such an alias itself?
That is absolutely a start. Absolutely a start.
Now, I just want to say I don't think this is fair. Mrs. Mary, I don't think you understand all the good that I'm doing.
It's not up to you to decide.
By branding myself as Senator Mark Uterus, I am bringing the uterus to the forefront. It's not inside, under layers of muscle and skin anymore. It is out there. It is on the campaign trail. The uterus is in people's faces, and it's in men's faces.
The uterus needs to be protected, and you have no ownership over the uterus.
Well, Miss Mary, what would you propose of how you would best protect the uterus?
I would like it to be hidden and not talked about, and its affairs to be private, and not to be spoken on the lips of this man.
Your Honor, I would like to present, I have here a study that was done, at the University of South Harvard. It is a 600-page study where men from all over the country were interviewed, and throughout the interview, the word uterus was just dropped into various phrases, and it was shown that the men were quizzed before and after. They were shown pictures of women and pictures of uterine walls and uteri, and we saw that before the interview, and after the interview, the levels of misogyny inherent to these men decreased. And so that is what by branding myself as Mark Uterus, I am working to reduce misogyny here in America. And frankly, Mrs. Mary, it sounds like you are not willing to fight for the rights of women. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm a nonviolent person. Well, we do understand that you are not violent, but I can see here in this study, which is quite impressive, actually, that after, just perusing through these 600 pages, that the percentage of misogyny dropped by 38.6% nationwide. Well, Miss Mary, what would you propose in order to try to balance that out with regards to, the defiling of the uterus, or perhaps the usage of the uterus?
Well, I would like some help around the house, first off. I propose that Mark Udall comes over to my house and helps me finish my tasks personally.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I had time to go to every woman's house and help with her tasks, I would love to do that.
I think you should put your money where your mouth is. That's what I think.
Well, in that case, I have heard just enough right now, because given the fact what you just said, Senator Udall, that you would love to help Miss Mary around the house, and the fact that Miss Mary would like you to put your money where your mouth is, and that you are a sitting senator in the United States Senate from the great state of Colorado.
The great state of Colorado,
I
yes.
understand that, and tomorrow you may or may not longer be a senator, depending on the election results, but nonetheless, here's what I'm going to have to say. Well, I'm going to rule rule that you, Mr. Uterus, Senator Udo, you're going to have to do 15,000 Hail Marys by next Sunday before church. And secondly, next Monday, after the final votes can be tallied, no matter how long they might take, or could even take only a matter of hours, but we're going to give you 5 business days that by next Monday, you are going to go to Mrs. Mary's house and help her make some cinnamon rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Your Honor, this is...
Let's go live outside the courtroom to Tony Tuesdays to hear post-trial thoughts from the plaintiff and defendant. I'm out here with the plaintiff, the Virgin Mary. Your thoughts, what'd you think of the ruling?
I'm happy mostly. It gives me joy to think that he'll be saying Hail Marys and thinking of me with every time. And I'm also very much looking forward to getting some help around the house.
Yeah, it looks like using expert and then cinnamon rolls. So,
oh, you're too kind. That's so sweet.
That was tasty. I appreciate you bringing them to the courtroom. That was
sure.
Quite good.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah. Here's the defendant, Senator Uterus. What you think about the judge's ruling today?
Well, obviously, I'm displeased. I think this is not only a defeat for women, a defeat for the uterus, but also a defeat for me, frankly.
So you saying that tomorrow, because of this court ruling, you might not be able to retain your Senate seat?
I said nothing of the sort. I'm confident that the majority of women will be out there at the polls voting with their uterus.
Well, okay, we're just going to have to see on that tomorrow, and, we encourage everyone here at the community court to go out and vote. That it's your American duty. The verdict has been made, and the court of law has spoken. Tune in next week for another fascinating episode of Community Court.
Give the Wincast your suggestions via Facebook, Twitter, or the KZKO Win blog during the commercial break of a crime that needs to be solved during Truth and Justice. Next on KZKO.
You are listening to Win on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO The Vibe.